and you're on the right path. So you
If
set
that,
out into the cold
Do I
winter
need to
plain.
manage provisions?
Not yet. Not until
Okay,
we make camp.
I see.
I like to point out that Cogsworth, if Nico wants to take a turn, even like super nice Cogsworth will go on the other side, like provide counterweight or just leading so it doesn't lean over.
Yep, you're out in the rough, no road, just sort of driving along. You pass by the road between like midway through your journey, you pass through the road between Terran and Tensis,
Oh, we're not going
where
to Terran.
yeah,
No,
Okay.
we decided I decided to just straight shoot us to Marion because
yeah,
we'd have to
That
go
could have
around
been
the
a
Giant's monastery anyway.
Gotcha. Yeah. Hey, November has history there that we don't know.
and then yeah, Nico manages to avoid any dangers or distractions, just keeping it on a steady north by northeast pace until night begins to fall around here. Where you'll need to make camp.
Okay.
Yeah, November, I'll say throughout the trip, November would occasionally, regularly, report in with nothing, like just keeping you abreast of the situation, but mostly, staying ahead. Nothing much came up. Um, I'll also say that November helps Cherry with setting up the camp, though they have somewhat differing opinions on, setting up a camp.
Once you have a fire going, Dwight is immediately resting his leg very close to it.
Got to check him for frostbite in case he's at risk of losing the leg.
November is a bit on edge about starting a fire, but does accept, yeah, that's probably necessary for these people. I'll have Cherry, what, not start a fire? It's the middle of winter, and November just kind of. I guess I'm not used to it. I'll keep watch. It should be fine.
It's a civilian company. It doesn't have to be super on guard all the time. Besides, we're in range of Morricone Springs. Should be decently safe around here.
Let's hope.
Indeed.
So someone needs to manage provision.
That's Cherry's job.
Lydian can really kick his feet up now during travel.
Yeah, that's the perks of being the boss. Well, you're paying these people to do most of these tasks,
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And choose one from the list below.
It's delicious, and everyone takes a +1 forward.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Delicious. Don't know why I did a Nico voice, but
Lydian leans
I think
back.
it worked.
Lydian leans back, eating his food. Is like, I can get used to this, actually.
No, even November does say, definitely better than the grub I'm used to.
My oh my.
Oh, I just realized. Fuck, is my November voice just my Azora voice again?
pretty much.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It happens. We've only got so many.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that so Dwight goes over to Lydian and is like, "So, what is my position at the casino officially?" While taking bites out of the food.
Call it financial advisor.
Right. And
Financial
more
advisor and ideation. I want you to propose ideas and projects. We'll go over it once we're at the casino with the guy, and I'll give you the level of autonomy that you've earned. But
and
you got to
our
propose ideas, events, fundraising initiatives, ways to draw in extra money.
yes, and our suite, of course, will be the one atop.
For the time being, if you can keep earning it.
Very nice, very nice. Mm-mm-mm.
You remember the rate that you've got to raise, right?
Remind me again.
10% extra profit week on week.
Sounds like I've got a tall task ahead of me.
You got a tall
That's
task. Let's say you do that, pull that off for 5 weeks, and you earn your position.
that's kind of an insane increase. What the
It
fuck?
is genuinely an insane increase. It is actually fucking mental. Like, that is actually unachievable. But hey, it's a fantasy tabletop role playing game.
And Dwight, if you don't succeed, I have two. I have now two people that can use a freeze gun.
Should we go with that? Should we lower the numbers on that, Neo?
uh,
Should we adjust the numbers to something more sane?
yeah, probably.
Yeah, I was just like 10%. Okay, I was like, oh yeah, like for a month, yeah, a week on a week.
No, but there isn't not put in perpetuity. There was a time limit. I think it was like he has to do that for like.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah.
God, it's been so long. Look, we can just make it up again now.
Let's say an increase in 10. What if it's an increase of 10% profit over the course of 5 weeks?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with that. You have
Yeah.
5 weeks to raise profits 10%. Now this was
Well,
what
I
was
am an
already
ideas
the
guy.
hardest. This was already the hardest casino in town. So I understand I'm giving you a tall ask, but you made quite a tall ass of yourself, so you've earned that.
Hmm.
Don't get too comfortable in that suite.
Well, I've just gotta make sure. Well, I've just gotta make sure we got comfort. After all, I've got a lady on hand now.
You almost
Lady
lost
to
her
look
back in
after.
Custer, I'll have you know.
She did say. She did have words for me. I'll admit.
And yet your confidence has returned mighty fast.
I have ideas. I'm an ideas guy.
Oh no, Dwight's gonna
Lydian
ruin
Lydian sighs and he kind of looks down, like prods the fire a bit, and says, "We all have ideas. How many of your ideas have actually borne fruit?"
Hmm. He thinks on that. I
The rest
did
of
lead you into the. I did lead you inside the vertex.
And who did the rest?
Flora. But we're a package deal.
Kind of hate this guy.
Did you like him at first, or is it? He is by far the most like reprehensible Clinton so far.
Yeah.
God, no, I'm just sitting here thinking he's a party O'Malley.
Yeah. Oh my god, he is. Yeah, Lydian is. I don't know. I don't know if Lydian's gonna miss him, but I don't. At the moment, Lydian definitely believes he won't miss him.
I like to think that Lydian
Either profits raise or this guy gets the boot, and either way, he's like not too upset. It's a win-win in his book. Or he crashes profits horrendously. That could happen too.
Yeah. He's gonna say
Thought about that.
the party looks at Dwight and just flashes from a previous life or previous party rather comes over, and for a brief moment we see him as a rat.
Let me put it this way: in every package deal like that, both people have to bring something. Now, don't take this the wrong way, though there are very few right ways to take it, but between you and Flora, you're definitely the weak link. She could be doing a hell of a lot better, so earn your place in that package deal. Otherwise, that confidence is going to be your downfall, because You can hold on to that confidence as long as you want, but Flora, maybe not. Confidence isn't enough to hold on to someone like that.
Dwight can hear Nico tampering with the freeze gun.
Yeah, he chews on that for a bit, nods and says, "I'll show you. I've got a few things up my sleeve."
Yeah, Lydian kind of pokes the fire, and he just does that thing, where like he's looking down at the fire, and he just kind of waves his hand like he's just waving him off, like.
A big gun.
He somewhat limps away, the cold on his legs still bothering him.
I am interested in a moron and his not-so-moronic girlfriend, yet still moronic enough to keep that moron with my casino.
Why are you giving him a casino anyway? He seems highly illogical.
He is highly illogical, but in the business world, logic don't really count for much.
Exactly, that's why business is terrible and science is the real way forward.
Oh, don't get me wrong, it is illogical, but there's a sense to it. You can... In your world, things work or they don't, though frankly how your things work I can't even begin to guess.
Well, it's very simple if you let me explain, but you always seem to wander off.
Because it's mighty dull. But...
Business is dull?
It's not dull. It's a world where I can make anything happen if I just pick the right combination of words and believe in it enough. And right now, Dwight just doesn't have the right combination of words.
So what you're saying is make-believe?
It's make-believe, but it comes true anyway. So how make-believe is it?
You're just forcing the issue, but it's not real. It's make-believe. You're not better than religion.
I suppose not, but when you want something to happen, Nico, you need gears and theory and sometimes magic and all these other things. If I want something, I only need one thing to make it happen, and you know what that is?
What is it?
Lydian reaches into his coin pouch and just flicks a penny at him. I just need enough of those, and the world bends to my will.
And Nico tried. Well, the coin is on the ground. Nico just said, "Well, you see, thing with coin." Nico just freezes it. That.
Lydian picks up. A shopkeeper will still take it.
No, he won't. It's covered in ice.
It'll fall eventually.
He won't.
It's a penny. It's made of metal. It's not like you've ruined a paper note.
Yeah, but the sensible thing is to thaw it before you give it to him. He's not going to accept it unthawed.
But it will thaw eventually. He will take it.
Track of the point.
Yeah, but I can just refreeze it with science.
That seems like a waste of your resources, standing by that one man won't take this singular penny when... You might know, Nico, I have so many pennies. You might know that I have been throwing so many of these pennies behind your research, behind feeding you, keeping you in business.
I'm not in business, I'm in science.
I'm sorry to say that you're in business and your business is science.
Science is not a business.
It is now.
No, it's not.
How do you come up in Emberwell and never learn this simple fact?
What do you mean? What do you mean come up? I was busy doing science instead of doing business. And pointing at the... Oh yeah, he points at Sherry. And
Wow.
economics is not a science.
Sherry looking around bewildered. She also was spacing out and just got back. So what's going on now?
Well, they're having
Why
an
is Sherry
argument.
getting pointed at?
They're having an argument about the value of science versus business, and you can guess what sides they're on. Lydian is trying to impress the point upon him that his science gets nowhere without business interests behind it. The man who builds your lab. You think he's doing it for the love of science? No, he's doing it because people like me make sure that his coffers are filled and he gets to put dinner on the table.
So we scientists are a bit forced to accept bright threats from people with money, but that's only we accept it only because we use your resources to fund our science. You're the fools here. We win.
All right, I'll let you keep on believing that, but you're in my retinue accepting my coin. Getting science done on my largesse. Do not say
It's-
large ass.
Your large ass.
Sherry pipes up.
Actually, November interacts with this conversation, not Cherry for once.
Ah.
Does sort of bring it at one point. My father was an inventor, I guess you could say, engineer. Made lots of inventions, but he was never particularly interested in the business side of things, but it was certainly a necessity. That's how we met my mother, actually. She was involved in negotiating contracts for the use of his weapons. She said she was happy to see his inventions actually getting used.
That's a sweet story, Lydian says, putting aside the weapons part.
Mm.
Where do you hail from, November?
Ooh, actually, so I want to roll back because there's a conversation I want to bring up with Cherry, but I meant to do this while we were on the road, just because it makes a lot more sense to have brought this up. Can we have like a quick little diversion for you, like 40-second little conversation, real quick?
Very
I'm
well.
cool with it.
So on the
Yeah.
road, while we're on the thing, Cherry does pipe up at one point. So I'm not actually. Yeah, I'm not from Hemlock. But you're all locals here. Do you have any sense on where she's from? I know it's not Custer, but beyond that, I wouldn't know.
She's not like any kind of person I've ever met.
What, another elf?
Come on, you know that you should have a sense of
Yeah.
cities that people are from.
I've never seen another elf in my entire life.
I have never met an elf. I don't even know what they are.
I hate
But yeah,
elves.
and that I guess that includes Dwight and Flora, but that's something Cherry would have asked of. I don't know. That could be a discerner. It's not impossible to deduce, I imagine, though. It's also I don't know.
I mean, I
guess
think
it's kind of up to
Lydian
me
should
out.
probably have an idea of people from Larimer, but because he's
Yeah.
passed by it, he was doing business in Emberwell for years.
I was
but-
going to say, both of you are from up north, too.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Dwight pipes up and just says, "Yeah, up north or due west."
Due
He-
west, interesting.
but yeah, you don't get many people who leave Larimer, do you? Like,
Yeah, that would be
yeah.
unusual. Like,
Yeah,
that's sort of the point of it. A former Larimer soldier is odd,
Yeah,
I imagine.
but yeah, no, Lydian doesn't have a sense of where she's from, for what it's worth.
Okay, fair enough. We can, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Dwight just says she has the complexion of someone from the mountaintops, but if she was in a standing army, then that would imply probably Tensis. He says, still trying to thaw out his leg.
Yeah.
she does.
Who knows? Could be from the other one.
She does have
Emberwell didn't have a
she does
standing
have
army.
the attitude that would fit in with a soldier working for one of those noble families.
So,
Anyways,
yeah.
yeah. So we can go back to her being
Yeah.
directly asked,
Yeah.
where she's from. And so yeah, November just sort of tenses up for a moment. It is unsure how to answer that, and is just Is that important?
I can see that it's something that makes you uncomfortable, so we can leave it if you prefer.
I would prefer, with all due respect, sir.
All right then.
And yeah, that kind of shuts her up. Congratulations, you killed her participation in the conversation. She was opening up, and you ruined. No, yeah, that got a little too carried away there, and then she shuts up again.
Should have never talked.
That was a point I had considered before this. It really doesn't make sense that she would be using her real name. Almost certainly she would be using some nom de guerre, but like, or something, just a fake name. But I didn't want to come up with a fake name and then have to deal with, like the party switching what we're calling her or me calling her the wrong thing or stuff like that. So I just decided against it. But realistically, she would probably be using.
I mean, just in an admitted sense, I realized session 2 how fucking stupid it is that Lydian's second name is Mintha given the lore behind it, but we're just kind of rolling with this.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, Sherry already, technically, Sherry's not her real name, but that's at least not like a reveal where she's suddenly going to be called something else. It's like, I knew we would constantly be screwing up and saying the wrong name and stuff like that, and I'm just, for all of our collective sakes, I avoided the headache of her name changing halfway through the campaign.
Well, for what it's worth, I hail from up north. Emerald Forest originally, then did all my growing proper in Emberwell, learning the ropes.
November, just sort of looks at you and nods and seems distinctly, unsurprised by any of that information. Just sort of that looks accurate.
And none of that information particularly throws you in any given direction.
I've been to both places.
We've all done our share of traveling. I think the least well-traveled here is Lydian scanning the party, trying to decide between Nico or Dwight.
What if Dwight's more well-traveled than Flora, huh?
Can't say. He just strikes me as not particularly well-traveled.
Even if he's traveled physically, he hasn't mentally.
No, exactly.
Been there, not physically.
Hell, I can't say. Probably Dwight.
All right. So, anything else for tonight?
I think before Lydian, when there's a quiet moment after eating Lydian, he's gonna get on the cart, probably anoint a few coin, and then he's going to commune.
Okay.
And that will be him for the day.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick my spells. What everyone else is doing, that's sure shout.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
So, Sherry will presumably take third watch, but Sweet's gone. We can.
Yeah.
I'll wait for Sweet to get back.
Maybe Lydian
Actually, no. I'm gonna grab some more water.
takes first watch after communing because he'll be on his own for a bit. So we force Swede into second watch or third watch.
No, November will be second watch.
Okay.
I can take 2 watches now.
Oh my god, so much watching.
I have an advanced move that I think lets me act just as November 2 watches, so I can provide all 3 watches. I think I might be wrong. I'm gonna refill my water. Be back in 45 seconds.
Okay, so I've got
Okay.
up to 9 levels of spells. Oh god. God, my chest has been absolutely fucking done up today.
My gosh.
Okay, yeah, I am gonna take True Discernment. That's a level 7. Let's see, I've got up to 9, so yeah, I can only really take level 1 spells after this. I'm going to take Planning, and I'm going to take... Detect Alignment. There we go.
Alright.
So, just write that down. Let's take the spelling error. Minor spelling error.
Mm-hmm. Going to Yuma.
Going to Yuma. We don't do very big stop-offs in Yuma. We had... God, during the last party we had a pretty big show down there, but it's not super long that we're there at any given time.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened? What happened?
Oh, just
Yuma.
talking about how we're never in Yuma for very
Oh,
long,
yeah.
it seems.
No.
Yeah,
It's always kind of a
it's-
pass-through.
I think of every city we've been inside of, it's the second least been to one after Tarrant, and then I think Larimer's the only one we haven't been to, period.
Yeah. It's in a
Oh,
very interesting spot. It's like, it always feels like a pass-through spot.
We might have been there more than Wetwood, actually.
Yeah.
We've been there more times, like, instances. No, yeah, we've definitely been there longer than Wetwood. So yeah, Wetwood is next, and then Tarrant we've been to the least, not counting Larimer, which again,
I mean, if it
never
makes
been
any...
to.
Like, Wetwood doesn't feel much like a city that you're going to... It feels like a commune that you either live there or you're not even staying there.
It's somewhat alarming to think that just based off it being listed, it's as like a proper full-size city, is like that's a commune cult like the size of a major city in this universe. Like that's alarming.
Just down the road, kept in check by Terrabone, which is not the best people to keep anything in check.
I think they're actually really effective at it. It's like in order to if they ever want to send out like missionaries or whatever to convert people to evangelize, like they have to go through Terrabone first. It's a great filter.
Yeah, true. No one gets through there unscathed.
All right. So choose watch order.
I think Lydian will take first watch after doing his communing.
Yeah. November volunteers for like middle night watch, since that's obviously the most, annoying to do. And then Sherry also, as usual, volunteers for first watch because she likes to be
The last
awake
watch.
before everyone else. Or last watch, sorry, yeah.
Sure, that works fine. Nico can sleep.
You need your, brain sleep.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
But
that'll be
yeah,
a buff.
again, once November's leveled up, she'll have moves that make her good at keeping watch, but not yet.
Hmm. In that case, Lydian, roll a 2d6.
Okie dokie. Fuck.
Oh my.
Oh no.
Everyone
He's
marks XP.
snoozing. Oh boy, he's fallen asleep. He's just a bit drowsy. Busy day.
Everybody mark XP, and Lydian roll a 3d12. Okay. I see, I see. All right.
And so we found another dragon.
So
This is how it turns up.
I'm going to now need you to stay sharp.
Oh.
So roll wisdom, Lydian.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's one of his gooder stats, so let's find out.
Wait a minute,
Ooh.
wait a minute, wait a minute. That should have been a 7.
What?
+1 forward.
Oh,
You're winning as well.
yeah.
Huh.
Fuck. Okay. All right. Never mind then.
Good
Never
save.
mind that stay sharp. Where unmark your XP, everybody.
Damn,
No, but
fuck, I should have let it play out.
Yeah.
I'm hungry for XP.
she craves it.
Really do.
Uh. All right, we'll just take the 3d12 and use it. Say you ignore the discovery. Lydian, you notice on the path you plan to take to Marion, a few ways away from the camp, you see an animal sort of like go through an area and then sort of like tumble and then get sucked into the ground.
What? Is Sam here? Okay, yeah. Lydian kind of like he gets up from sitting on the cart and he goes and he's going to wake up November.
Yeah,
like-
she wakes silently, but then is, rises, and just like looking at you, waiting for instruction or update on what's going on.
Saw a creature get sucked into the ground that away. Oh yeah, he points
Yeah,
off in that direction.
November follows the sight line, and she actually takes off her eye patch at this to investigate. She's going to, and so she nods and says, "I'll investigate." Um, and so she goes with Aquilo, and is going to, like cautiously, approaching, from a crawl, and like with Aquilo, flying over, looking over, see if she can, determine what's going on with this.
Okay, roll wisdom, discern realities.
I'm gonna
This is with
say.
+1 forward. Keep in mind. Oh, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say as well, Lydian. Yeah, he's staying back with the party, ready to wake the rest of them in case the situation like develops beyond just. Right now, he's just got a suspicion.
I will point out something happening like potentially underground. The like Cherry might be useful for this with her echolocation sonar radar, whatever the fuck. Yeah. Well, 7. Woo!
Barry rolled that. What the heck?
+1.
Oh fuck, you're right. Sorry. It doesn't automatically do based on which
Yeah.
sheet I click on.
But that was her sheet though.
Correct. That was
All right.
November.
Okay, there you go.
If that was
Alright.
Cherry, that would have been a
Right.
+3.
You get a question.
Uh, what happened here recently?
Judging, you can see part of the ground going forward just doesn't look right. And it seems like yeah, some creatures just kind of get sucked underneath.
All right, so I am going to take a bit of rations, like a little scrap of things, and throw that out over where the ground looks disturbed.
The rations don't go in.
I see. Are the others awake?
I'll wake them. Yeah, okay. Lydian like wakes the rest, like just in case there's something on the horizon approaching us.
I need my 9 hours of sleep.
Yeah, well, if we're in danger and I don't wake you, you may get a hell of a lot more than 9 hours.
Fine. Loads the freeze gun.
Don't point it at Dwight. Yet.
Yeah. November, sort of crawling back, but not like keeping, like crawling sort of backwards, and keeping, her gun trained on, the patch of disturbed earth, is essentially reporting back, what she's observed and seen. Ooh, actually, I guess I could spout lore on this. Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
So you know something interesting, but not necessarily useful. All right.
I feel like a 7 to 9 on spout lore is particularly brutal, because like if you don't know, well then at least you get an XP, and if you know something useful, that's obviously useful, but just something interesting and not useful is like a
Oh no, but it's interesting, but it's on you to make it useful.
Yeah.
Which is always the the most annoying thing as a GM to fucking.
Oh yeah, no. It is horrific as a GM getting 7 to 9s on that. I felt.
Let's see. I'm gonna say you know that people so you know that throughout the Bronze Plain there are there are places where roads used to be, and sometimes in them like that you can spot them by weird terrain.
Let's see. So yeah, November, talking a bit more to Lydian. So what you saw, did it seem to fall in or be pulled in?
Neo, did it just seem to fall or get pulled?
It looked like it got kind of sucked down.
It was kind of sucked down.
November sort of nods to, I don't know if Flora is awake yet, but, the one who knew about animals.
Yeah,
She's like, yeah, Flora knew about animals.
yeah, she's awake.
Do you know anything in the wildlife around here that might behave that way?
Huh. Uh, there are the there are the dirt eaters, but they're closer to the desert. You know, more sand, make quicksand. You wouldn't really find them that far out here.
Cherry's presumably awake by now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, upon hearing this, Cherry asks, wait, what's going on? Gets updated. And Cherry is going to, like, step forward, or maybe even have her ear to the ground, feeling the ground to see if she can get a sense of anything going on here.
All right, roll wisdom. Discern your
Look
reality.
at that.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
fuck, I did as November again. Fuck.
Oh my gosh. You got a
It's
question?
gonna get more annoying to swap back and forth.
Oh no, yeah. It's this was the immediate thing. I was like, oh fuck, that sucks about doing this. Um Maybe I just need one that's like, I need a character sheet that's just November or Cherry. So I can just stay in that on here. Right, okay. Let me look at all my fucking options. So I get 3. Don't need one of those. Okay, I think I just want regular ones, actually. I don't think any of my special ones particular, or my questions, help with this.
Mm-hmm.
What here is not what it appears to be?
The dirt that way seems to just sort of it seems you get it you like it's there's kind of like you hear when you hear like tremors, like they kind of like it stops feeling like it's super solid ground over there.
Oh, this might actually be useful. What thing has been deliberately hidden here?
What thing has been deliberately hidden here?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think deliberately includes. I guess I'll ask Neo. Does deliberately include like an animal hiding? Would that count as deliberate, or deliberate imply intelligent?
Yeah, that wouldn't include an animal.
Okay.
But you can tell. But what?
Oh no,
But is
go
that
ahead.
what you asked?
Go ahead. Sure.
All right, yeah. So you can tell that there is definitely like uh movement underneath that ground.
Mm-hmm. Like
There's
continually
like
something is currently moving.
as in like there are as in like it sounds like there are people down there.
Oh, I see. I don't know. I'll put it to the group. What should I be on the lookout for, or what is useful or valuable to me?
I usually always go the latter, but part of me thinks be on the lookout for in this kind of instance is what you're after.
I'll go with that then. What should we be on the lookout for?
it seems that with the way the ground, with how uneven the ground feels there, and the fact that there is space below it, anything heavier than like a fox is probably going to go under.
I see. So yeah, November seems a bit confused at first by what Cherry's doing, but then Cherry reports, there's some sort of cavern or something down there. I can hear something moving. It sounds like people. But the ground there is soft. It's like quicksand. Anything above, maybe a fox in weight is going to sink straight through that.
Does Lydian hear this, or is Lydian like too
Yeah,
far
yeah.
back?
No,
Yeah,
this
okay.
is to everyone.
Nico, you still got them hover boots?
I am always wearing them.
All right, join them in scouting.
Just drop a heavy bomb down there. That'll show them whoever's down there.
That's a good idea as well. Maybe we'll go and get our radioactive rock again and just dump it and just irradiate the creature over time.
We don't know these people are hostile.
We're presuming. That's how you survive.
Yeah.
See, my dog is scared.
Well, yeah, no, Nico will join in, hovering.
Do you still have Cogsworth?
Oh, yeah, no. Well, you see, Cogsworth can also become a backpack, so that's fine. It's fine. He's he's the clank to my ratchet. It's fine.
November. Do any of us have adventuring gear?
Oh god, I do. I actually, yeah, I've got 2 uses of adventuring gear, so.
Oh, I also have adventuring gear. I actually have 5 uses. I don't think I ever used it.
I was getting some
If
good
we
use
have
out of
rope,
them.
we could tie up a rock or something, throw it in there, and see exactly, if something's pulling it down, we can.
Wait, Nico has an idea. I shall create a device to be able to sense what's down there. One moment. Nico will use the adventuring gear to produce a rope and put it on a rock. Behold.
Yeah.
This isn't painting a very flattering image of your invention. So is everything else too? Like you saw someone being like, "Well, I've been theorizing this advice to turn heat energy into cold," and then Nico suddenly like, "I have an idea for an invention."
Oh, I thought you were.
Nico, Lydian's just like, wow, real scientific genius.
Oh, I thought you said the rock thing out of character, not in character.
No, that was in character. This is November's suggestion.
Keep that in character. Keep.
Well, Nico does it more scientifically. It's a very good knot on that rock. Anyway, yeah, Nico uses one adventuring gear. Behold, and now I shall use my magnetic propulsion boots to hover over the hole.
Better be a heavy rock.
Better not. I hope you don't get sucked in with the rock.
Oh, actually, that's a. Nico just goes.
Don't worry, I don't say that out loud.
We can have the other side of the rope.
Yeah, we gotta be able to pull you back in case they try.
Well, no, Nico can just hover over it, drop, Nico can hover over there, drop the rock, and then
we can tie the rope.
We have the rope attached to over here for holding.
Actually, yeah, I was gonna say when Nico decides to find a rock to put the rope around, needs something heavy. Start putting it around Lydian.
I'm glad you think of me as your rock, but that's not what we're here for.
Nico puts the other end of the rope around the tree. There we go. That should be good. Anyway, Nico drops the damn rock.
All right. When the rock lands on the uneven ground, yeah, it starts to sink down. And after a while, the rope starts straightening out, as it falls.
Wait,
Huh?
what falls?
the rock.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
falls
yeah.
down.
Yeah. You know, it's slow at first, but then the rope is like whoop,
Oh, it goes
and
taut, does it?
yeah,
Yeah.
goes taut.
Can it be pulled out?
Do you try to pull it out?
Yeah.
I think maybe as a party
it's
we
not-
should, because I think all of us put together, we're kind of a
Yeah.
spindly party. We don't have an axe or
Yeah.
anyone.
And November is keeping her sights trained on where the rope is.
All right, everyone, we're gonna grab this rope. And we're all gonna pull on count of 1, and yeah, better hope whatever's on the other end of it ain't that dangerous. All right,
If
we all
anything.
ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ready.
3, 2, 1, and I imagine the group pulls.
Yeah, the group. You all pull, and it's a little it's a little awkward pulling it out, but you are pulling, and eventually, like once it reaches like the uneven ground again, like you have to pull extra hard just to get it out of the ground. And now it's kind of meeting resistance as it has to get pulled like through the dirt itself now.
Interesting. So there's like a dirt sphincter. Said out of character, but you know.
Okay.
Yeah, November, not just casually like going interesting.
If anything, Cherry would have been the one to say that.
Hmm.
We're really just pulling anal beads out of the earth itself.
I don't like that thought.
But yeah, after much tribulation, you manage to pull the rock clear of the boundary of the sinking dirt.
And no further reaction.
Yep, no further reaction.
November sort of calls, I imagine is perched a little bit of ways, not like a great distance, but not a thing. But Cherry and just says, "You were able to hear them earlier. Anything happening now?" Which I don't know if you want me to discern realities again to just like, putting your ear to the ground. Is there any noticeable change in
Yeah.
commotion?
Roll. Well, hold on. You're just putting your ear to the ground then.
Yeah, just seeing if there's like a noticeable change from what she heard earlier.
I forget what your sight beyond without sight. Like is that like? Oh, that's just discern realities. Augmenting certain realities.
Yeah, it also means I don't have to, defy danger with lack of sight, and then it just adds questions to discern realities.
I'll say no need for a roll. You hear like muffled like shouting.
Yeah. Sherry said, Sherry, come in. Well, it sounds like it caused a stir. I hear voices shouting.
Wait.
It sounds like can't quite make out what they're saying.
Wait, hang on. There are people on the other end of this rope, not some kind of weird desert beast.
From the sound of it,
Right. Don't let go. Just hold on to the rope for a second. Lydian kind of like trepidatiously steps a little bit forward, not into like the area where the sand is like gonna swallow him up. He's kind of goes back, but then he yells, "Hey, if you can hear me, tug once for no and twice for yes."
November is going to, come up, beside him and, says, "If they do come out, give me a signal and I'll shoot. Otherwise I won't." And then, goes to be perched in hiding.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Lydian acknowledges that, and then is there any response? Like any tugs on the rope?
There is. What did you say? Once for yes, or
I think
or
it was
twice for yes?
once for no and twice for yes, which is stupid because why would they tug back no?
I was
Yeah.
literally about to say, I think that would be very
They
funny.
tug twice.
Yeah.
You get 2 tugs.
All right, they can. Lydian turns back to the group. Well, they can hear us. Hello. Did I like shout back at all, or can only Cherry like hear them?
There's like
Cherry, listen to what they're saying, shoves her head back to the ground.
there's like again like if Cherry had to put her ear to the ground and she could only hear them muffled.
Oh right, yeah, okay. I'm trying to think. Now you're coming up on a camp. You might want to turn the other way. There are several of us, and we are prepared to shoot if you make any wrong moves.
You get like vigorous tugging, like way more than 2.
They're either saying, come down here, or yes, 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 yes.
Well, I suppose, if they just want to be left alone or, avoiding us, they seem distressed at that. We could, just keep an ear out for them, keep an eye on that until morning. Or we could go down to meet them.
It's probably better to just deal with this and know what they want rather than just go back to the camp and let them sneak up on us if they decide to. But then how do we get down there to meet them?
If you want me to volunteer, we don't know if there's any lighting down there, so that would give me an advantage, if anything, if they assume I'm lying down there. Could just tie a rope around me and have me walk out.
All right, yeah, I'll burn one of my use of adventuring gear to produce another rope.
Okay.
Yeah, right. November, your goal down there is to discern their intentions.
That was Cherry. Sorry.
Oh, that was Cherry.
I should have made that. November is perched a bit away from you.
Yeah.
To have her.
It's funny because of her eye patch and general training, I figure either of them would be functionally useful in a dark space like that.
November less so than Cherry. November probably has better night vision, but not like supernaturally, Unless elves just have like night vision. I don't think they do.
I don't think night vision is a feature of elves in this setting.
No.
No, yeah.
Damn, no low light vision. So yeah, okay. Lydian's like, all right, but the moment there's danger, you let us know.
I'll tug on the rope.
Yeah, okay, so, yep, tied round a tree, and we're all kind of prepared in case things go awry.
Right, yeah. November, from a distance is a bit alarmed to see Cherry going in, but hey, she's hired to protect Lydian before Cherry, so.
I mean, Lydian's a little bit thrown as well, because, Cherry, usually you don't like to be at the center of any story. Well, this seems pretty central right now.
Well, frankly, I'd be curious to meet, whatever's going on there sounds pretty interesting. And I'm less eager to potentially lose you down there. I'm fairly confident I can take care of myself, but, it would be a pretty humiliating end to the story for me if you just go down a hole and then never emerge. And like I said, I can handle myself in the dark, and they may not know that. Who knows if they have lighting or not?
Well, good luck down there. Let us know as soon as you need to come back up.
Like I said, I'll give a tug.
Right, let's get moving.
Yeah. So Cherry, she'll take off her shamisen and whatnot, at least have that out of the way. But then yeah, she ties off, and then starts walking out into the area where it sinks.
All right. Yep. You start to sink right on down.
She takes a big breath, ready to be concerned about like lack of breathable air if that
Yeah.
is the scenario.
You go down underneath the dirt, and then you fall quite a bit,
Oh no.
quite a distance, until you've hit the ground.
Do I need to like
Volcon.
yeah.
Can we assist? Oh, well.
Yes, not.
Alrighty then.
Also, Cherry didn't say it, but her other concern was that they would physically not be able to pull Lydian back up.
I think that I kind of caught the implication, I feel.
Yeah.
Or I was imagining it myself that sending Lydian down there would be fucking really
In some
bad
ways,
on both
Nico
ends.
makes the most sense, but Nico is not sending our best foot forward for negotiating with strangers in a tense situation.